Watch us live stream at www.twitch.tv/Inez27 Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Follow us on Twitter at SeemsGoodMagic and support my eBay store by going to SeemsGoodMagic.com, clicking on the link, and purchasing some playsets or singles. Thanks and enjoy the video. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here for my first full block 8-4 Return to Ravnica draft. It's not my first one, but it's my first online one. So, this is a release event. Not that that matters that much to you, but this is, they do actually let you pay for it with each pack and tickets this time. So it's not just 15 tickets, which was kind of cool. So I'm glad that they had that alternative way to pay for it. Onto the pack, because we have some time constraints here. Teysa is the rare. She is extremely strong. Do I want to first pick a 7-drop? It's a great question. I do think this format slowed down a little bit since it's full block now, but would I prefer the overall bomminess of Armed and Dangerous, the speed of Spike Jester? It's a good question. You know, I don't think I'm going to take Teysa. She's very, very strong, but she is a 7-drop. She's a little too expensive. I think I'm going to go with the Armed and Dangerous. It's a little more versatile, and the potential power that you get out of this card is actually really strong. All right, follow-up pick. Well, Zertod Druid. It's foily, too. It's very strong. Feral Animist, Battering Krasis, Rubble Belt Maka. Unfortunately, a ton of cards that are all the same color, but Zertod Druid is an excellent card. It's a ramp effect. It's just very strong. Teysa was very strong too. I don't want you to think I don't understand the power level of Teysa. I very much understand how powerful that card is. However, getting to 7 mana, not as easy as you might think. And as well as that, she doesn't read you in the game when you play her. I mean, you still have to be dealt damage. You have to get to 7 mana. You have to hope that you survive the attack that your opponent's doing. Sometimes she can lock your opponent out. Sometimes she just isn't enough. I think we're going to slam the Zertod Druid here. I'm not quite sure what I'm hoping to wheel. I mean, obviously I'd like to wheel Maka, Krasis, or Animist, but I'm not convinced yet that's going to happen. Still happy to take Zertod Druid. It's an excellent, powerful card. Follow-up pick. I don't like Riot Piker very much. Things that force you to do something I don't like. What does this rare do? I think it's pretty worthless, right? Whenever a player casts a spell, exiles it. Oh, well, it's interesting. I don't think I want it here. So what's the most powerful card remaining? Blaze Commando is actually pretty damn strong. It's still potentially in a Naya combination with us. Otherwise, I'm taking a Guildgate for 2 colors that we're not in yet. That doesn't make a ton of sense. So Mutant's Prey, if I knew I was going to get plenty of evolved creatures, which we, potentially can out of the next pack here. I think the power level of Blaze Commando is enough. If I get any sort of burn spell, this can really reward you. It's fine. Ascended Law Mage is also good, but it's 2 colors that I'm not in at the moment. Okay, so now we can do the Is It Guildgate, possibly allow us to do some Simic Gruul, which I don't mind. Could also take the Selesnya Cluestone, which gets us to our Blaze Commando. That might be the right pick. It might make a little more sense. The Guild Gates are good for turning on these Gatekeepers, though. But the Gatekeepers are only in this pack. Something to keep in mind. I think we are going to go with the Selesnya Cluestone here. Just so potential for the Blaze Commando to work. And it's a little bit of fixing. Could also take the Simic Cluestone, but let's just take the Selesnya Cluestone for now. I mean, Maze Glider is also an option. It's a pretty cool card. But let's just take the Selesnya Cluestone for now. Open us up for a little more colors. Okay, the pick here, Hazda Snare Squad is actually quite good. I like that card quite a bit. It's a fairly good Dimir signal, seeing a 5th pick Haunter of Night Vale, since that card is pretty good. Maze Behemoth is a good 6-drop, and it fits a little bit better with our core structure. It works very well with Ruination Worm. We're going to find plenty of multicolor creatures. And it's a pretty, I mean, 6 mana, 5/4 Trampler is not too shabby itself. I do like has the Snare Squad. It's a little better when you're aggressive. I'm not convinced yet we're going to be an aggressive deck. So let's take this Maze Behemoth and follow up pick. Well, let's see. Boros Cluestone, Ceruli Gatekeepers, Azorius Guildgate is interesting as just a gate. I'm not opposed to taking the Ceruli Gatekeepers here in case we see a few more gates. It's a good blocker. Sometimes you just need that. That life gain is going to be really relevant against the fast Rakdos deck. Alright, let's take Ceruli Gatekeepers. Wow, Zertai Ancient? Let me read this. It does ramp your opponent immediately, which is a bit of an issue. Could also take the Boros Guildgate to turn on our Gatekeepers. How strong is this card? I mean, it really sucks that it gives your opponent first dibs at it. I think that's definitely a detriment. It is a 7/5 though. I really don't like that it gives your opponent the first use of it. That's pretty. Sometimes they're just like, "Oh, thanks. Okay, I'll play this, and then I'll kill your guy." I think we're taking the Guildgate. Let's try and make this Gatekeepers work. Consolidate the mana base a tad bit. All right, that's cool. I actually like getting the Smeltward Gatekeeper here. It's going to reward us for having. If you don't know already, my rule of thumb is minimum three gates to turn on Gatekeepers. Once you have 3, though, you're pretty good. But let's take the Smeltward Gatekeepers because this is the only pack where we can get the Gatekeepers. And I do think they're strong when you can make them work. Maze Sentinel is probably my least favorite one. Could just take the Mending Touch. Sideboardable. Actually, Armored Wolf Rider is quite a good card. It's very good when you're ramping. We have the Keystone. It looks like we're doing some sort of Naya brew. It also is going to work well alongside the Maze Behemoth. So let's take this. I'm cool with that. I think I'm going to take the Mending Touch over the Maze Sentinel. Let's just get Trick to help us out here. Mutant's Prey. We could get some evolved creatures. Most likely we're not playing it. Could also just take the Steeple Rock. I don't really like this card very much. The Steeple Rock. I don't think it's great. I only think it's okay. There's so much removal in this block that 5 mana 1 toughness is just not very appealing. Let's take the Mutant's Prey. I know it's not very good, especially now since we have zero creatures that can even do it. But there's other random ways to get +1/+1 counters, and they involve Selesnya and they involve Burst of Strength out of the next pack. So there are ways to do it. We could sideboard the Clear a Path, so I guess we'll take that. Could possibly sideboard the Offer the Guilds. A lot of sideboard cards. A lot of sideboard cards, folks. So far, I mean, we're definitely the Naya route. We have decent fixing already. Some fairly powerful spells. It's still a little bit up in the air how fast the full block is. I have the impression, I have the feeling, like I said, it's not as fast as Gatecrash was or Return to Ravnica on their own. However, it's still going to be a fast format, in my opinion. All right, so Realm Rights are rare, not taking that. I think we're taking the Pit Fight. It's a remarkably strong card. We already have a very good creature foundation to support it. Prophetic Prism would be nice, as would Disciple of the Old Ways, both of which I'd be happy to grab. Ripscale Predator would be fine as well, but Pit Fight is remarkably strong. I like it quite a bit here, so I'm going to take it. Follow up pick. All right. Ivy Lane Denizen, very good. Warmind Infantry. Krakenura is remarkably good, especially with our Mutant's Prey. I may just want to take the 3-drop here. Gift is very strong, very annoyingly strong. I think I want the Krakenura. Let's turn on this Mutant's Prey. Krakenura is one of my favorite creatures from Gatecrash. Definitely one of the strongest evolved creatures, since it doubles as early protection and late game win con. Ivy Lane Denizen I really wouldn't mind having in this deck either. It looks like it would be very good alongside the Mutant's Prey. Very, very good. But I think the consistency of Krakenura and the importance of it is motivating me to pick that here, so I will do so. Maybe we'll see another Denizen There's a chance. Okay. We can take the Simic Guild Gate, just get another gate for our gatekeepers, but I think we want the Sky Knight Legionnaire because it's strong? Yeah, just because it's good, we're on color with it. I think I'm happy with that. Doesn't exactly fit in with the theme of the deck, I will admit, but it's a 3-drop. If we can get our mana base a little better, I'll have no problem running it, and it's just more exciting than both Bomber Core and Towering Thunderfist in terms of its mana cost and its ability to do lots of damage. So happy to take a Legionnaire. Next pick, I'm pretty sure we're taking the Syndic. We can also take the Skin Brand. We can also take the Guild Gate. Like I said, really to turn on these gatekeepers, I'm going to want 2 more gates, minimum. But Syndic is such a nice card. I mean, Syndic is absolutely stronger than Skin Brand, but how much do I want to divvy up my color pie here? Like, what am I really, when we get down to it, what color am I mostly? And it looks like green right now. So maybe I can be base green, splash red, splash white, but that's going to make Legionnaire a little more awkward, and Blaze Commando. I think that's okay, though. Like I said, just getting Extort is very strong. Syndic's a very good card. Boros Key Rune would be fine to for getting to our late game, but let's take the Syndic. I really have a big respect for the cheap Extort creatures. Wow, Ground Assault here, also Crown Ceratok, Towering Thunderfist, and Madcap Skills, all of which are very, very good cards. I think we're just going to have to go with the Ground Assault. Very, very strong. Extremely strong. One of my favorite removal spells from this full block. Crown Ceratok, also very good. Very, very good. But let's take the Ground Assault. Also, Scab Clan Charger would be perfectly acceptable in this list. Ground Assault, though, too good. Okay. Follow-up pick: Nav Squad Commandos, Scorchwalker, Wojak Halberdiers, Madcap Skills. That's a late Wojak Halberdiers. I think I'm just gonna pluck that little fella up. Very good card. A lot of pressure early. Burst of Strength. I mentioned that earlier. Is going to work really well with the Mutant's Prey, but there's also Night Watch and Martial Glory in here. Martial Glory is a very good trick. The potential 2-for-1s you get out of that. Massive Raid actually works alongside Blaze Commando, which is kind of cool. It doesn't work as well as you'd like it to, though, because after you deal the damage, you'd get the extra creatures. Burst of Strength, though, I think is what we want. It's a very strong trick. Works really well with Zertod Druid and Mutant's Prey. Okay. I convinced myself. Ruination Worm versus Boros Key Rune here. Boros Key Rune gives us more fixing. Ruination Worm gives us another good end-game creature to ramp into. We currently only have a Guild Gate and a Clue Stone for fixing. Ruination Worm's going to work well with the Maze Behemoth. Key Rune versus Ruination Worm. Let's take the Ruination Worm. I like it. And like I said, because this format's a little bit slower, I think it's going to be more acceptable to have some 6-drops. All right, we could take the Rip Scale. We could also take the Tiger. Perhaps the Tiger is a little bit better just for evening out the curve. I mean, Rip Scale Predator is a better card, but shouldn't have a hard time finding too many more 6-drops. Zerichi Tiger can give you a little bit of resilience. We can ramp into it with the Druid, perhaps. All right, let's take the Tiger. I don't really like the Tiger very much, but it's playable. I've played it before. All right, Nav Squad Commandos I actually don't have a problem with. I think that card's perfectly acceptable. All right, now we'll take the Towering Thunderfist. And got the Key Rune anyway, so happy to take that. And another Thunderfist. All right. I think at this point I've got enough playables, so I just really want to make sure that I get enough gatekeepers to turn, or get enough guild gates to turn on the gatekeepers. So really going to have to be on the hunt for 2 more gates. Ugh, well, final pack, and we open a pack rat. Yeah, got a pack rat. I think we're going to have to play that. God, there's also Centaur Healer, which is just excellent. You really can't pass pack rat. It's just, it really is that strong. It just, if you play it, you take the game over with it. God, it's so challenging. There's so many good picks in here for us. The healer, God, if the pack rat wasn't in here, I could easily just slam the healer. Maybe I just slam the healer anyway. God, I hate pack rat so much when I can't play it. I really have absolutely zero black mana fixing right now. Ugh. It makes me so uncomfortable to pass a pack rat. I kind of feel like I really want the Centaur Healer, though. Or the Is It Guildgate just for another gate. God, that really frustrates me. I'm going to take the healer. I can't believe I'm just passing a pack rat. That hurts. Now we can take the Chainwalker, another healer, or a Guildgate finally. I mean, we don't necessarily have to play the Gatekeepers if we just get better creatures like the healer that just buy you all sorts of time to get to your late game. We don't really have a ton of token producers, so Phantom General's not as interesting. Gorehouse Chainwalker is an excellent 2-drop. I might just prefer the Centaur Healer, though. Healing Apparition, also very good. Golgari Guildgate, and Is It Guildgate. 2 Guildgates, both of which we could play in here. Golgari would have made me able to play pack rat, too, which is kind of funny. Let's take the healer. Alright, Uvara Hellkite. Seems like something we could actually play, but let's see what else is in here. Karazda Monitor. Electrickery is actually decent. Let's take the Hellkite. I think we could actually make it work in here. Martial Law is a good card, as is Golgari Decoy and Giant Growth. Transgo Promenade. Ugh. Now I feel so stupid for passing that pack rat. 2 cards I pick up that would have allowed me to play it. It's painful. We need some more mana fixing, sadly. So I'm going to take the Promenade here over 3 cards that I would like to play. Pursuit is good. Racketeer is not so good, but playable. Have enough creatures, so let's take the Pursuit. But then it's just as +2/+2. I guess that's not that good. But then again, we're not going to play the Racketeer. We're not likely to play the Chant either. Let's take the Pursuit. I'm really kicking myself for passing that pack rat. Dryad Militant, certainly playable in here. Courses Accord is very good. Let's just take the 1-drop. Happy to take Militant. I think it's a very strong card. Alright, now we're going to take the Guildgate. Hopefully get one more. We're just picking up the... God, we so easily could have played pack rat in here. We would have had 2 Golgari Guildgates and a Transgo Promenade. Ugh. Okay. I'm done. I passed the pack rat, as long as I don't lose to it round 1. Let's take the Golgari Guildgate over the Security Blockade. I do like the Blockade, but if we can make these Gatekeepers work, I'd like to. Giant Growth I actually like more than Savage Surge, because it's one cheap. It doesn't untap, but it trumps Savage Surge. I think that's the main reason why I like it more. Here, nothing too much for us. Don't really need another 8-drop. Don't really need this 1-drop. Guess it doesn't matter. Just hate something. So probably not playing this. Probably not playing all of these. No real reason to play the Blaze Commando in here. Don't have any sort of burn. Or didn't end up with any sort of burn. Maybe we're not playing the Pursuit. I've got some decisions to make with this deck. I think we have actually 0 token producers. No, I guess this is technically one, but one we're never going to be able to use. Okay. Possibly taking Dynacharge over the Phantom General then. Okay. Guess that's acceptable. Hopefully getting a gate. I don't think we are though, sadly. I'll take that. And it doesn't look like we're getting a third gate. So gatekeepers most likely not happening in this deck. It looks like I just waited too long. Man, this draft. I definitely feel stupid. Definitely feel stupid about passing the pack rat. If I had known that I was going to see 2 Golgari Guildgates and a Transguild Promenade in the next 3 picks, God, would I have just slammed that pack rat. All right, so let's see what we've got in terms of good playables. So can't play our gatekeepers, sadly. Still ended up with plenty of good cards. Not going to do the Mutant's Prey. So this is 23. This actually looks okay. Let's separate out our removal and tricks here. And like I said, my first pick, the Armed and Dangerous, I really hope we at least get a chance to show you how powerful this card is because it's extremely strong. I bet it just gets ridiculous alongside Giant Growth. Maybe people don't realize, but you can actually put Armed on one creature and Dangerous on the other. So yes, you can make one of your double strikers. You can make one of your creatures a double striker that's stronger and is unblockable. So very, very strong effect when you get full value. I mean, we have enough win cons, so that's good. Have enough ramp element to get to 8 mana. I believe that, especially at 17 lands. Have some good early game. We did pass a pack rat. We also passed a Teysa, both to the same person, as a matter of fact. So we'll see if we have to play that deck. But in terms of this deck's overall power level, I like it quite a bit. I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, I guess I just should have focused fire. There was a turn where I could have passed a Centaur Healer for an additional gate, and then I could have turned these gatekeepers on. But at 2 guild gates, it's just straight up not worth it, in my opinion. So let's take a look at our colors here. This requires white, white, white. This requires white and red, more white and red, more red. Alright, so I thought we were base green, but it actually looks like we're a pretty good mix of the 3 colors, which is not, yeah, we're actually a perfect mix of 3 colors. Not really exactly where you want to be. So our mana base is going to, I guess that's one reason why we shouldn't have Pack Rat in here, because your mana base does tend to struggle when you're an even mix of the 3 colors. I kind of wanted to avoid that, but I didn't. The Promenade should help, though, as should the Boros Guildgate. Alright, so we're an even mix of the 3 colors, which means let's bring in the Boros Guildgate, let's bring in the Promenade. 15 lands remaining. Let's see what they say. 5/5/5. Yeah, I think we might actually be doing it like that. I guess this gives us maybe we cut 1 white, because our white is... Well, we need our white early too. Maybe we cut 1 red, but we need that early. I'm just thinking because we have the guild gate, we could get 1 more green source in here and be okay. Well, I don't really. We need the double red for the Hellkite. Maybe this is okay. Just sort of. So 7 white, 7 red, and only 6 green. I'm not thrilled about that. Let's cut maybe 1 white, up 1 green. So then we have 7 green, 6 white, 7 red. And then I guess 8 red, 7 white. This is white as well. Okay, I think we can actually cut a white because we have the 2 key runes that get us white. How is this deck overall? It's fine. Nothing too flashy. I guess Udvara Hellkite's kind of flashy. But we have some good removal. We have some good tricks. Yeah, I think this deck is perfectly acceptable. Could have played a Pack Rat. Would have made it a little more exciting, but that's okay. So, yeah, I'll see you round 1. Wish me luck.